Woke up this morning and I was thinking, let's get a cup of coffee and let's talk about cages. Cages are incredibly important and they matter more than you would possibly imagine. You see, whenever I wanted to get into videography, I had mics and I had audio, I had lighting, I had triggers, I had all these things. But the thing that I didn't have was a cage, and they do more than just protect you. Let's chat about it. So here's three reasons why a cage is important on your camera. First being protection. If you shoot events, kind of like what I do, I shoot a lot of events and trade shows where there's a bunch of people and there's chaos going on everywhere. And if you're doing photography or videography, the cage can implement a lot of safety on the body, like an exoskeleton kind of way. So while the camera is hanging off of my body, they're usually kind of bumping around and this and that, and people sometimes will bump into my camera. And so to protect the outside of the camera, now obviously it's not full encompassing, but the important parts, such as like here, right? Get her in focus, such as like right here, where your buttons are, your dials, and things like that. A cage can provide a lot of protection for you, and with an investment such as, I don't know, $2,000-3,000 for a body only, it's kind of important. So take that into consideration when you're buying them. This particular cage is a Volcom, and so far I've liked it. You know, on the sides right here, it kind of it protrudes a little bit. So whenever I'm shooting, it actually allows me to grab right here and get like a really firm grip on the camera. And that helps me tremendously whenever I'm shooting because it helps me stabilize my shot. So sometimes if there's like super low light and let's say that I'm running like a 2.8 or something like that, I need more light and I'm not trying to actually induce light into the room because maybe it's like an intimate moment or a ceremony or something like that. I'll lower my shutter speed just a little bit to like if there's not a lot of movement obviously in what I'm shooting, to I don't know, like 1/160 or 1/200, and that allows me to get more light into the sensor and brighten the image before it actually ever even sees post. And I'm able to do that because the cage. Now, can you do this without a cage? Absolutely. Does a cage help though? Absolutely. So I like to grab my cage here and then obviously the handle here for ergonomics and whatever, and then that's how I shoot. So the cage actually helps with one, protecting the camera, and two, grabbing and getting a better grip on the camera. So that way when I'm shooting, it actually does allow me a little bit more flexibility whenever it comes to the settings of each particular shot. Something to consider. Reason number three that a cage is a good idea for your camera is because you see all these little holes all over this cage. They're everywhere. And you know, the cage that I'm actually shooting this video on has even more. These are all 1/4 or 3/8 holes, and the purpose of those holes isn't for aerodynamics or to make it look cool. They're actually so that way you can mount different objects to the cage, and such as handles or whatever you want to mount to it, really. I mean, if a screw can go in it and fits it, then it can go on it. And so it's really beneficial because you can add so much more gear to the camera that's actually necessary that you might need for a shoot to help make the shoot better. A few accessories that you might want to add to this would be like external recorders or pivot arms, handles. The list goes on and on. I mean, there's an infinity amount of things that you can put on a camera body, but first you need a cage to do that. And those little guys right there are what allow that to happen. And the third reason why a cage is important for your camera is because whenever you start attaching monitors, V-mount batteries, and so forth to your camera, the cage actually helps and aids in wire management. So that way you don't have wires going all over the place on your camera because one, it looks unprofessional, and two, it gets in the way. So you want to pull those in, get them tight to the camera body, and the best way to do that is through a cage. And that, my friends, is 3 reasons why you want to put a cage on your camera. Let that be your next investment.